So my most popular video in the last month was titled "The Biggest Opportunity in SMMA Right Now." And in it, I talked about a software called GoHighLevel or HighLevel that helps agency owners like you and me, or people that want to start a business, white label their CRM, customer relationship manager, and sell it as our own software, which makes us stickier. We have higher margins and we have less headache delivering to clients and less expectations from clients, partly because we're not charging as much, but partly because softwares are just a monthly fee that people are used to. So this is a follow-up video to that video because tons of people have been asking me, how do we actually do this? Like, what are the steps to creating my own white labeled version of GoHighLevel and selling it myself? Well, I'm glad you asked because that's what we're gonna go over in this video. Now there's a technical answer to how do I white label it, and I'll just link like HighLevel support doc below this because that's not what we're covering today. What we're covering today is actually how to create the software brand, how to get it out to market, how to make sure your clients have success with it, all of the real stuff that you need to learn that you can't get in a HighLevel support doc. And what's really cool about what I'm sharing in this video is that I actually went to the GoHighLevel conference in Dallas a couple months ago, where all of the top executive people from HighLevel were there teaching about how they grew HighLevel and their recommendations for growing our own SaaS companies built on top of HighLevel. And just in case you don't think this is a viable option, there are tons of people that build businesses on top of other softwares, and some that have sold for over $4 billion, like this one built on top of Salesforce. Pretty cool, right? But anyway, let's get into the video. I know you're anxious to hear about this. So we're going to split this video into 10 parts. And I know that's a lot, but I really want to cover everything that you need to know. And the 10 parts that we're going to cover, I'll add timestamps below, a quick backstory on GoHighLevel so you understand how they make money and how you make money. Secondly, the mentality behind starting a SaaS or SaaS agency. SaaS versus agency model is number 3. Number 4 is offers, pricing, and packaging. Number 5 is branding. 6, marketing. 7, sales. 8, how to onboard, manage, and retain clients. 9th, how to recruit affiliates to sell your own SaaS. And then 10th, how do you expand and really just go big with this thing once you've got numbers 1 through 9 down. I'm super excited for this video, so I hope you are too. Buckle up, get your notebooks, get a drink, because we're gonna be here for a long time. So first, let's talk about HighLevel's backstory. Sean Clark, who founded HighLevel, well, co-founded HighLevel, wanted to start a CRM for local businesses. It was basically just two-way SMS texting, and he had started a previous business where he had tons of local business customers or small businesses. So he reached out to them and said, hey, can you use this SMS app? And they were like, yeah, this is cool. And they got onboarded. And then 2 weeks later, all of them were like, yeah, we don't want this. And he was like, are you an idiot? And they were like, no, we get what you mean, but like, we just don't have time to figure this out. And so they kept trying to find this product market fit with maybe a specific niche in the small business world or something else. But eventually, Rob and Alex, who is now one of the co-founders of HighLevel, signed up for a call with Sean. And he was like, what can you guys do with this software? And he watched the whole thing and he's like, wow, this is amazing. I have like 80 clients that need just this. And that's when the light bulb went off in Sean's head and said, hey, it's the agencies that actually understand this technical marketing software, and they are the right person to sell it to the small business. Because if we try to sell it to the small business, we're not gonna know how to help them with marketing, consulting, Facebook ads, all those kind of things. It's not really our expertise. We're good at building the software. And so what we want to enable agencies to do is take the software, sell it to the local businesses, and then also sell services on top of that and have it be a small business to small business interaction instead of big marketing CRM to small business. And the big marketing CRM doesn't really care about the small businesses. But what's really cool about HighLevel is they don't charge you any extra for each business that you bring on board. They just give you a flat fee. But they do make money when those businesses send texts or when you send texts, because they have to work with Twilio, and they're one of Twilio's biggest customers. Twilio is just an SMS provider, if you don't know what they are. So they get big bulk discounts from Twilio. They just give it to us at the regular market price, and then they make a ton of money between that split, as well as just charging us a flat fee for unlimited accounts, which is $297 or $497, depending on which plan you select. So in case you thought this was like an MLM or something like that, it's not like that at all. It's a fixed price for the agencies, and then HighLevel makes a lot of what they call blade revenue off of usage from texts and emails. All right, now let's talk about the mentality of what we're doing here with repackaging HighLevel and selling it as our own marketing software. This is what I want you to think about. There's no better business than utility provider. This is something I got from Chase from HighLevel. incredible guy, really good thought process as well. So if you think about a downturn in the economy, what's the last bill people are gonna stop paying? Their lighting bill, their gas bill. Everybody wants like a warm house to sleep in at night, right? So utilities are a very stable business model that just pay every single month, and people can plan on their revenue for long periods into the future. And so what you're doing with HighLevel is actually becoming a utility provider to a business, because you're providing something that's so core to what they need. Things like two-way SMS, the chat widget on their website in some cases, a way to communicate with all these customers, and bottom line, just tons of ROI for not a big monthly fee. That's where you want to be, because when a client wants to cancel Facebook ads or Google ads or SEO, and they will, you want to be the person that still owns a little piece of revenue from that client because you own their CRM, which they never think about canceling. So that's the core mindset you need to have going into this. You are not just selling a software with all these fancy bells and whistles. You're selling a utility to a business that really needs it. And guys, HighLevel is the best CRM I've ever seen. It's like my favorite software ever. If I were to start a business, I would use it every single day. I mean, I do have a business and I do use it every single day, but if I were to start like a small local business, I would totally use HighLevel because it's the best thing I've ever seen. All right, so that brings us to number 2, which is understanding traditional SaaS versus traditional agencies. And then how can we marry these two together? So a traditional agency is basically just trading time for money. You start out as a freelancer, and then maybe you scale up, you hire somebody, and then you're trading their time for money. And then you scale up some more, and you're trading more people's time for more people's money. And it's just like, as you scale, costs scale as well, because you have to have more people to deliver the service. Now, there are some pros to this because you can charge high prices, but there's also cons, because the higher your prices are, the more likely people are to look at the expense and be like, well, we don't need this, even if they really do need it and you're doing a great job for them. So the pro there is that it's high ticket. The con is that it's high churn. Now let's talk about traditional software or traditional SaaS. For these people, they'll spend sometimes months or years building out a product that then they take to market and try to find product market fit with. A lot of times they don't have enough money to like survive while they're doing this, so they'll take on investments, give away part of the company, and then they'll keep going and keep trying to find more people to get on their software while they continue to develop it and make it good enough for people to actually want to use. But the good news is if you pick a good software that's a utility, it's very high margin, people stay on for a very long time. But the cons are the development is very expensive, or it requires a lot of know-how, and it's hard to find product market fit, especially as you're starting out. So what's really cool is the software with a service model, or SaaS plus agency, or just a SaaS agency, is that you get the best of both worlds. You have really high margin, but low churn. You might churn revenue from clients. So they might say, hey, I'm gonna turn off my Facebook ads. And you'll say, that's fine. Let's keep your version of HighLevel. Let's keep your CRM for $300 a month. So you churn revenue, but you don't churn clients. And that's the important thing, because if I had kept every single client I brought on board for even $300 a month, I'd be making way more money than I am now. And that would be some of the best revenue I had, because it doesn't require anything to fulfill every month, except continuing to pay my GoHighLevel bill for $500 a month, which I will happily do. All right, so I hope this is starting to make sense and the pieces are coming together. Now let's talk about number 4, which is offers, pricing, and packaging. How do you actually put this together to sell it? Now, the first thing you should do is pick a niche. You could go really broad market on this, like try to sell it to any local business. But the problem with that is that, especially you as a first-time software company owner, you're not gonna know how to help 15 or 50 types of different businesses that all have unique offerings and unique things that they need. And then you're going to have to work with a bunch of different providers as well, like somebody that knows Google ads for dentists and somebody that knows Facebook ads for chiropractors. You're gonna have to have a huge network that you bring in every single time somebody needs a service. And you don't want to be stuck providing services for that wide of a client base. So you shouldn't put your SaaS there either. Maybe when you're more advanced, maybe. But even then, you won't be able to help your customers as much as if you niche down and go narrow and deep, which is way better for beginners. So once you've picked your niche, the next thing you need to do is figure out how to price it. Now, I would recommend pricing your software product in between about $100 and $500. What you can also do is map your pricing to Podium, which is an app that does basically the same thing as HighLevel, but does less of it. And they charge annual contracts, and I believe it's like $6,000 minimum to start. So they're about $600 a month for the software. So you could easily go up 600, 700, 800 a month. But I think the sweet spot is probably between 300 and 500 a month. Most business owners aren't going to think about that. You'll retain them for a long time and you'll have a really good margin. Now, there's probably a lot of you thinking like, but how do I sell it? Like, what am I selling? Why do business owners need this? Isn't it just a shell? Don't I have to generate the leads too? And the answer is no. People buy softwares like this all the time. Think of MailChimp. It's an email marketing software. All they do is allow you to send emails. They might teach you a few things about email marketing, but they're not teaching you how to run your business. They're not providing lead generation services for you. They're not doing anything except saying, hey, here's a software that helps you send emails. That's it. People pay for that all the time. Now, the core software features that you're going to want to sell can be found by coming here to the SaaS configurator inside of your HighLevel dashboard. You'll only have this if you pay for the $497 a month plan. And now you can see all of these features: two-way text and email conversation, GMB messaging, web chat, reputation management, Facebook Messenger, GMB call tracking, missed call text back, text to pay, and then social planner and calendar I've added in here because I think they're quite basic as well, at least for my niche. And then I've also added in reporting, workflows, and CRM, which is just like contacts, right? These are the core features that I would recommend selling if you're selling to local businesses. I'm selling to orthodontists. But what about you? Who are you selling to? If you're sending to online course creators, then you're definitely gonna want to include memberships and funnels and websites and email marketing, because those are super important to that niche. To my niche, they're not important at all, so I don't include them in the core package that I'm selling. So hopefully that's clear. These are the core features that are locked, like HighLevel won't even let you move these, so you definitely have to sell those in your lowest plan. But then you can also come in here and add in the basic ones that are best for your specific niche. And trust me, these are valuable just on their own. You don't need to generate leads to make these valuable. You can take your base software price, which is like $300, let's say, and say, hey, we're also doing Facebook ads for an extra $1,000 a month to help generate leads into there. But make sure when you sell it, it's different, it's priced differently. So it's, hey, here's the software, here's the Facebook. You just have to separate those, and then people think about them differently. And when they want to take a break from Facebook ads, you say, cool, we'll turn that off, and you keep that $300 a month. Pretty cool. So while we're in the SaaS configurator, I may as well show you around here. You can drag this trial period around and do anywhere from 7 to 30 days on your trial. You can enable or disable it. And then you can also come in here and mark up every time somebody sends a text or makes a phone call by however much time you want. So let's say you're getting charged this much from Twilio, this is charged to the customer, and so you're making, 2 cents every single minute that someone's on the phone. It's not a lot, but if you go all the way up to, 10x, then you're making 11 cents every minute somebody's on the phone, and that starts to add up pretty quickly, especially if you have a lot of clients. There's a lot of people that have made a lot of money just off of this resale setting here. You can also do it with email. My clients don't send a ton of email, so I don't really have this marked up a lot. Then you can also toggle between recommended plans. This is what HighLevel recommends to have on each plan, or build your own plan. I have them separated out into 2 because it's basically like what I actually want to sell. And then if somebody really wants everything, I guess they could have all of these things, but they're not super necessary. You can also come in here and change the name of each one of these and change the price monthly and the price yearly. When you do this, it automatically creates a different product inside Stripe that will charge you automatically when someone checks out on your checkout page. And to show you what that looks like, we'll go to getleadflow.com/pricing. And if I click here on free trial, someone comes to my checkout page, they type in their name, all this info, then they go to the billing details and they can check out and have a free trial there. Awesome, now let's talk about step 5, which is coming up with the branding for your software for your business. This is super important, and I encourage you to take some time to think about it, and you can kind of think about it along the way. You don't have to come up with perfect branding right off the bat, especially if you're brand new. It's just more important that you get somebody on board, but you need like some sort of logo to start out with. And so I recommend taking some time to brainstorm what a good brand would be. What is a brand really? It's gonna be the name of your software. It's gonna be your logo. It's gonna be your colors. And it also includes things like your reputation, your social presence, and your mission. But those things come later. People don't really know about that when you start talking to them. So when I say branding, for the purposes of this video, I just mean the name of your software, your logo, and your colors. Again, as I mentioned, it's easy to spend way too much time on this. So I encourage you to just think like, okay, what's a good name? What's a name I could live with this being for at least 6 months? And think through. A lot of people start it with the word lead. So mine is lead flow. I have another friend, his is lead spurt. I've heard a lot that start it with the name of the niche they're going after. So Dar Holdsworth, who does really, really cool things with this, like made $60,000 in a weekend just with SaaS plans. He sells it for $500 a month to chiropractors and calls it Chiro Dominance. My friend Nick Robbins calls it the patient vortex. Another friend of mine calls it practice beacon because they work with all sorts of dental practices. Whatever it is you end up wanting to call it, that's fine with me. Just make sure it actually makes sense. And what I did when I was brainstorming names and all this kind of thing for mine is I reached out to friends and family, first of all. I also went to domain name generator websites, business idea generator websites, and you can just type in the word lead and then see how many different endings to the word lead you could do and come up with a good name because of that, or whatever the front part of your name for your software is going to be. Now, when it comes to your logo and your colors, what I would do is go to a color palette website, just like this one that I'm gonna show you here. And you can just go to start the generator, and here you go. You can lock, let's say I really like this color, then I can just hit the space bar and it's gonna go generate other colors that look good with this one. Okay, I really like that one. Then we'll go through, okay, I liked that one. And there you go, you've got like some good colors. I actually really hate these colors, but you get the idea. You can come here and kind of play around with stuff. Another thing to think about when it comes to branding is looking at something like this, which shows all of these different colors and what we naturally associate them with. So quite cool. You can also think about an icon that you'd like to have with it or whatever else. Creating a logo is fun. Again, way too easy to spend a lot of time on it, too much time on it, but very cool, but kind of a fun exercise. So when you know your colors, then you should go to a designer and say, hey, this is the name of my business. This is the icon I want with it. Here are the colors. Can you make me a logo? You can also do, which I would really recommend, go to freelancer.com and do a contest. When you sign up for a freelancer contest, you can actually have like 80 people make you different logos and kind of see what you like and what you don't like. And then when you find one that you do like, then you'll go to that person and say, hey, can you make a few edits? And you'll only have to pay $50 to $100 for like 80 people to make a mock logo for you. And you'll get a lot of options. It's just a really good way to go. Freelancer.com, and then choose the contest option when you're creating a job. All right, so once you've got all of that branding down, it's time to start marketing. And there's only so much you can do, especially when you start out, but you should have a website, especially if you're selling a software product. You don't have to have it for the first few clients you bring on, but it's good to have it because you need a checkout page like the one I showed you earlier on my lead flow website for people to come here and be able to check out if you actually sell them. And you'll also want a website similar to this one that allows you to see, oh wow, these are all the cool things that I can do with lead flow. People can see that they can schedule a demo, especially if they're signing up for a software. It's one of those things that's a little bit more professional than most services, and people expect you to have a website, so you should make it. Again, not an absolute necessity, but you should definitely go make that. And once you sign up for HighLevel, even at the $97 a month plan, you can make your website inside of HighLevel. You can also hire somebody to make it for you, or you can buy, there's courses out there. Jason Wardrop has one where when you buy the course, it comes with a template to create your own agency or SaaS website. So once you have your website and your checkout page made, make it as simple as possible, then I would recommend starting to get into content marketing. So this would be stuff like whatever your niche is. Let's say you went into the, I don't know, rehab facility niche. You could say best CRM for rehab facilities as your YouTube video title, and then you could do a demo of your version, your white labeled version of the software. In addition to all those things, and probably as the very first thing you do, you should definitely reach out one-on-one through prospecting channels such as Facebook Messenger, Instagram, just walk-ins, cold calls, whatever it takes to get on the phone with a business owner and just ask them, hey, would you mind taking a look at my software? We can do a 30-day free trial. I like cold messaging over cold calling. I don't really know why I said cold calling because I never do it and I probably never will. But it works for some people. If that's your style, go for it. So those one-on-one conversations will obviously lead you to sales, which is number 7, our next topic of discussion here. When it comes to sales, you need to sell the future of what the software can do for the person and then support that with features that can help them achieve that. So if you're talking to, Mr. Local Business Owner, you say, hey, Mr. Local Business Owner, I can really help you organize all your leads in one spot, get more people from your website, get more people from Facebook, get more people from Google My Business Chat, All of these things can flow into one spot, and you can follow up with them, and you can see if your team's doing a good job responding to the leads and responding to them quickly. How does that sound? Wow, that sounds amazing. Cool, let me just give you a little demo of the software. This is how it all works. And I really think this could be a big game changer for you. You can give them a trial so they try it out, and then boom, they're sold as soon as they see all those leads coming in from the different channels that you mentioned. Now, when it comes to sales, it's really important that you understand the person that you're selling it to. This is why it's so important you pick a niche, because it's so hard to understand multiple niches. So when you understand, you can speak the language of a specific niche. Let's say you're selling to like clothing shops or something. So when you pick that niche, you definitely need to be asking them what their biggest problems are. Do some research on the niche before you pick it. And as you ask them those questions, you'll see which features of HighLevel would be the most value for them. And then you create your pitch based on that. So for some niches that just are overwhelmed, they have way too many people reaching out to them, you'd focus on HighLevel being a place for them to follow up with all their leads. For somebody that doesn't have a lot of leads coming in that's brand new, you could focus on HighLevel being a place that can help them generate more leads for them. And then you can sell them services on top of that if that's what they need. If you don't deliver that service, I recommend you get a referral partner that does deliver that service and connects you to. Another thing to keep in mind when it comes to sales is you should try to sell yearly plans as much as possible. Obviously, you want to get the first few people on with a free trial, but if you can sell somebody on a yearly plan, typically you get 2 months free with a yearly plan. So if you're charging $500 a month, you'd be just charging them for 10 months of the year, and that's $5,000 up front. Really helps with cash flow, helps you with scaling, helps you with just kind of breathing. And then the people stay on and use the software for a year, you've got them locked in, which is very cool. And again, you want to price your software between $99 a month and $500 a month. Great, so let's say you got your first person signed up. Now what? How do you actually get them to start using the software, get it integrated and all that kind of thing? First of all, for your first 5 to 10 clients, you should be giving them way more attention than they actually need, so that you can make sure they have a good experience. So I would recommend setting everything up for them, connecting their Facebook account, connecting their Instagram, connecting their website to the website widget. Do all of those things for them, and then keep following up with them and say, hey, there's a new lead that came in. Did you see that? Actually, let's go ahead and build you a little automation in here that sends you a text every time a new lead comes in. Hey, did you make sure that you downloaded the Lead Connector app on your phone? Yeah, that makes sure that all of the leads can come into one spot and you can respond to them from your phone. All of these things are super important to help them stay on for a long time. So that's how it works with the first few clients you bring on board. But you don't want to be doing that for every single person that comes on board unless you're charging them a fee for it. So the process I would recommend for actually getting people onboarded, if you're not going to do it for them, is having a training program that they can go through and watch videos that helps them set up every single part of the software. So this is what mine looks like. They can come in here. This one trains them on what it looks like and how it all works. Then this trains them how to set up their phone number, how to connect the Google My Business profile, how to connect Facebook, how to do the web chat integration, how to do auto missed call text back, conversations dashboard training, Lead Connector app download, adding team members to your account, and then a congratulations day that says, hey, welcome, and make sure you go use the app and close some new deals with it. Just having those automated videos isn't enough though, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't succeed in setting it up themselves. So what I would do is about 5 days into somebody purchasing and trying to set everything up themselves, that you have a call scheduled with them and say, hey, let's see, how far did you get? Oh, you only got, days 1 and 2 done. That's okay. Let's go ahead and integrate all the rest of this stuff on this call. I'll just walk you through it. Then you help them, they see how it all works. They understand, you get them using the software, but you didn't have to do it all on your own, and you gave them the chance to do it on their own before. This is super important because if you don't do this, again, most local business owners just can't wrap their head around how to make it work. So you need to help them as much as possible, and then you're gonna keep them long term. Whereas if you don't really help them, they're just gonna drop off. And then another thing when it comes to onboarding and account management, guys, is just educate your clients as much as possible. This is where a niche comes in again, when you can help them grow their businesses outside of just the software and give them industry tips and tricks and, hey, did you try this? Hey, look at this. What you can do with the software that also helps you with this part of your business. That's when people really start to rally around your software and you as a leader in their space, as opposed to just signing up for some software that they never use. All right, now let's go to number 9, which is affiliates. This will be a quick one. I didn't know this before, but you can actually make your own affiliate program for the software that you you white label from HighLevel. So you can go to firstpromoter.com or any other affiliate platform and sign up to have your website be an affiliate website or have an affiliate program. For those of you that don't know what affiliates are, it just means that you would say, hey, I'm giving away 20, 30, 40% of recurring revenue for people that you refer to the platform. I have a couple friends that I'm doing an interview with them that's probably gonna come out before this video, but Sean and Javier from Lead Dragon have grown a ton through their affiliate program because they're saying, hey, if you recruit 10 people, and what they do is pay out 30% of the revenue that somebody who has referred business to them creates. So let's say each affiliate pays out $100 per month because they're paying out 30% of $300, then that person only has to bring 10 other people to the software and they're getting a $1,000 a month check from Lead Dragon, which is totally cool and totally a reason to stay on the platform. I think this is something that shows the importance of affiliate programs. Is Dana Derricks, who wrote the Dream 100 book, has a Dream 100 software now, and is one of Russell Brunson's most successful students and just an all-around good guy. He says the very first thing you should do when you start a new business is hire an affiliate manager, because the affiliate manager is going to recruit a free sales team for you that you only pay when they perform, which is really cool. Something to keep in mind though is that these do require margin. So if you only have a $99 a month plan, you're not gonna be able to pay out affiliates that much. They're not gonna be incentivized. And that's why if you increase, go to $300, $400, $500 a month, then you're able to pay out better affiliate monthly commissions to the people that do refer you. Awesome guys, that brings us to number 10, which is expansion. Now that you've got all of this stuff set up, how do you just go to the moon, bring on 100, 200, 300 SaaS clients? Well, I haven't done it personally, so I'm just gonna share some thoughts that they shared at the conference, but what I would do here is start running ads specifically to your demographic, your niche. You could do a lot more content marketing, just release YouTube videos every single week. And then you could also do partnerships, JVs, webinars, really push your affiliates, educate your affiliates, all these kind of things. Once you get the onboarding processes in place, you know who you're selling to, you know that they want it, it's just game over. Like, it's really easy to sell this at scale because there's no extra cost every time someone comes on board. Your cost is $500 a month. It's ridiculous. So pretty cool, right? This is honestly such a big opportunity. We're implementing it in my agency right now, and part of me just wants to like ditch the whole Facebook ads game and just go all in on this, but I'm not gonna do it just yet. But we are gonna start selling just this as an opportunity for those who can't afford our full package or don't want to afford it right now, or downgrade from our full package. All of these people can be put onto a lower maintenance SaaS plan that we still get money from every single month. We churn revenue, but we don't churn clients anymore. That's our goal. Guys, hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please let me know in the comments. Let me know other videos you'd like me to make. Sign up for HighLevel if you hadn't, link in the description. I love having affiliates on board, and I'll help you out more if you're actually paying. And if you send me an Instagram DM and say, hey, I'm one of your affiliates, I'll respond to you there. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate all of the love, the community. We've seen a ton of new subscribers and everything recently, so thanks for being here. Hopefully this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.